Hello. Happy Friday and happy hour. So I am so excited to do this little stream. It's going to just be a little ditty. And frankly, I bet you many of you will be like, oh, Philly, of course. I can't believe you haven't thought about this sooner. But Hubs and I thought we just needed to share one of our favorite go-to summer vodka tonics that we have been sipping on, especially on those hot days. And we've had a lot of hot days here, especially on the East Coast. So I'm not going to make assumptions because you know what they say when you assume. I'm not even going to say that. So I don't want to assume you all know about this, but this is a refreshing, easy, and if you're using diet tonic, a fairly low calorie, delicious refreshment. So it's happy hour and we're going to get things started because it's 5 o'clock here. So if it's not 5 o'clock where you are, well, then you can just go on my time, right? Philly time. So I'm Philly, and this is we do sometimes once a month, just a cocktail stream. Oftentimes I do cooking streams, but this month it's going to be a cocktail stream. So hey Poe, so glad you were able to hop on. I know it's late, but at least it's Friday, right? What kind of wine are you drinking tonight? Because I know you love wine. And Barbara, I could definitely use a drink after this week. Wasn't this week the longest? I feel like this week has just dragged on and on. And hello, Archie. Was this a planned stream or spontaneous? This was planned. So yeah, we just planned a drink one for today, for Friday. And but so excited about it because it's one of these things that we've been sipping on and we weren't sharing and we felt like that was not very kind. So we know we needed to share this with y'all. Just in case you didn't know, this was a really delicious concoction and super simple. And you said I may have missed your schedule. No worries. And by the way, thank you I just read before I popped on your tweet about mentioning me. And Archie, if you all don't know, I know the crowd that has just said hello knows about Archie's amazing talents in the kitchen, but Chef Archie Pie is someone you'll want to follow if you're not following already. He is delightful, humorous, and a fabulous chef in the kitchen. So I'm going to get started. The first thing I'm going to talk about is our key ingredient. And Hubs, so I think we mentioned the last time, we are going to be leaving in a little bit, not right now, but we're going to be leaving eventually for a lovely vacation to end the summer with. And so he is getting his hair cut just in time. So I'm hoping he might catch the tail end, but he might not. So I did want to kind of put my apologies there. But as you can see, I'm going to be making some dinner after the stream is over because this is real life here in Philly, right? And DS, welcome. Hi to Ruby also. I am glad you're here. Very glad you're here, Archie. Love it. Oh my gosh. DS, right? Archie's sexy voice. Frankly, I feel like anyone with an accent has a sexy voice. And for me, I've got this Jersey, Philly, Midwest thing going. I don't even know what I would call it, but it's just who I am, right? So if you all aren't aware, there is some botanicals from Ketel One. And the story behind this is I had watched, I think a lot of you know, one of my favorite cooking shows to watch is The Kitchen. And I had been watching and they were making a cocktail because, you know, on most of their episodes, they do a cocktail. And often it's GZ that does the cocktails, but different other chefs, you know, also do the cocktails. And they were making something with this vodka. So I was like, oh, it sounded so good. So I said, you know, Hubs, we got to go grab this. We got to try this. And then I just didn't really love the cocktail. Like it was fine, but it wasn't my favorite. And this one specifically has peach and orange blossom, and it's a vodka. And I knew that those would be strong flavors, so I was a bit flummoxed, to be honest with you, on how we could use it. So it sat. It probably sat for about 2 years in our liquor cabinet. And finally, and we'd had these conversations, should we just get rid of it? I'm like, oh, well, you know, let's at least give it to Maddie. You know, he'll take anything. It's kind of like in that cereal commercial. And so finally Hubs is like, I'm going to try and figure out something. And so sometimes, you know, you got to just hit yourself over the head with a piece of wood because you're like, you need to knock some sense into you. So why we didn't, through those 2 years, think, gee, vodka, tonic, what would that be like together? I don't know. But finally one evening Hubs did it and he put in a spritz and some segments of orange, and I'll talk about that, why about that in a second. And I'm telling you, it was delightful. So he tasted and he's like, this is really good. So I said, okay, well, let me see. I tasted it and I was like, wow, like we finally have something to use this for. What I love is it's super simple. And I will be honest with you, we don't usually measure, but I am gonna give you measurements because, you know, I really do prefer a balanced drink. So when you using the measurements, you know, it's going to be something that's going to work a little bit better together. But if you like a stronger drink, you could go a little bit heavier. If you like a little bit weaker drink, you could go a little bit less. But try not to miss the orange, because as I was mentioning, this one is peach and orange. And I love peach. I love fresh peaches. But sometimes peach flavoring can go a little strong. And I don't know if it's the fuzzy navels I used to drink when I was in college, but you know, peach can really be out there. And so I feel like adding a fresh squeeze of orange and putting these in there for that, you know, you get the oils from the peels. It gives you an aroma, and it keeps it balanced. It keeps it not going too peachy. And again, I have nothing against peach, but that's just what has worked for us. But what's awesome, friends, is that they have 2 other flavors, botanicals. One of them is grapefruit and rose, and the other one is cucumber and mint. Now, we're kind of like beholden to this one, but I bet you those would make lovely vodka tonics. And actually, the cucumber mint might make a really yummy vodka mojito as well. So just wanted to share this because it's super easy. So let me show you what we're going to do, and let me catch up with the chat. I see lots of happy faces, which is always a good thing. And Diaz says, love drinks like this, right? Just something. Alvin, hey, so glad you could come. And I hear Hubs. Here he is. All hairs cut. Not one hair was left not cut. And Barbara says, I never measure either. Hubs will really appreciate that. Andy will appreciate that. And Ruby, Ruby, the best to you and Diaz for a wonderful weekend. Ruby and DS say hello. And the microphone, here, I'll get it for you, it's over here. So I was just about to get started. And I was telling him that this one in particular, I think you got to turn it on, is like stupid easy. But yet, I think sometimes those pass us by because we're just not, we're not paying attention. I know we certainly weren't. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get some ice.
It makes sense that since it's stupid easy, that I'm the one that actually developed it.
But aren't we so appreciative that you did? Because we have really enjoyed it. I need to get a little bit more ice. So start with a good amount of ice. And what I love about cocktails, go ahead.
Stupid does.
Right. What I love about cocktails is honestly put them in whatever glass you want. But, vodka tonics typically go in a tall glass, but you could put it in, a wine glass. You could put it in a, not Manhattans. What are those? Old-fashioned glasses, right? The ones that are squattier.
Little tumblers, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, the little ones. And also, by the way, Hubs is going to scowl at me using these glasses, which are more Philly size, because he has ones that are meant for beer that he usually puts his cocktails in, but I'm making him follow my rules today because he came late to the party, so I get to do that. So in any event, you fill up your tall glasses with ice, and then we're going to start with the vodka. And I'm just going to put 2 ounces in either. You know that Hubs will be adding more because that's how he rolls.
You're killing me.
Am I oh, wow. I think I'm going to do 1.5 because on these, I think actually I'm going to do 1.5. So you have the 2 ounces, I'm going to do the 1.5 because I can just tell. So I don't know, I go visual, and so when I see the vodka going to halfway, I'm like, ooh, that's probably going to be stronger than I like. So I'm going to go more third, which is 1.5 ounces, but that's the size that these are. Oh, and then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the orange squeezed first.
So the healthy squeeze of orange, right?
Healthy squeeze. I actually wanted to get, because that one wasn't really big. These are the ones. But these, so what I like to do, because I like a pretty cocktail, you all know that.
Did you tell him
I don't like to use these in it. I want to get fresh ones for inside. Yes.
Did you tell him the whole story behind the vodka?
I did. Yeah. I absolutely did. I wouldn't keep that from them.
Use it.
And then you top them off with tonic. Now, we like diet tonic. We save on the calories. I'm sure we're getting poisoned from the diet stuff, but that's just, that's how we roll. So we take the risk, but it does save some calories. And this is one that I actually wouldn't use Fever Tree for. Canada Dry tonic water is very affordable. There's, I think, Schweppes. There's a couple other brands that make it. Fever Tree is delicious, and it's definitely more expensive. And to me, I would save Fever Tree for a regular gin and tonic, right? Something, or a regular vodka tonic, where that is really going to be the start. With this having so much flavor, I wouldn't put all the expensive tonic in this. But you certainly may, but that's just my 2 cents about that. And then we're going to top it off with, and it's about 4 ounces that you top it off with. And then this is what I like to do. I'm going to give it a mix, and then I'm going to get my orange in because I want it to look pretty. Because pretty, we all drink with our eyes like we eat with our eyes, right? And then what I like to do is I want to get these kind of down throughout and have them just look like an orange explosion there. So there's mine.
Did you stir mine?
I did stir yours.
Okay.
Did you see me?
Yeah, but I'd like to squeeze a little bit
I already
more.
squeezed
I
more
know,
in
I'd
there.
like to.
Nope, you're going to just let me do this. You came late. It's kind of like the teacher and me. I might make you write sentences. No, I'm just kidding. So he's already telling me how I need to do things, but you can always add more orange. So let me show you how these look then. They're just clear and just beautiful, and doesn't that look refreshing? I mean, those look just like you just want to have a sip. And oh my gosh, Kathy, welcome. I see you came into the room, and oh yes, thank you so much. This is the, so we actually got great weather, and I think New York probably got it too. It's not humid now today, that all blew out. But so I'm going wavy as opposed to the really curly. So this is just wavy Philly. It
was windy too.
It was windy,
Yeah.
and tomorrow's supposed to be just as nice. So I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, it was great.
Absolutely. So you ready to try these?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's try
Cheers.
it. Cheers. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And happy hour. That's delicious.
Could use more vodka and more orange.
What am I going to do with this fella? So, but I was telling him, I think the orange really helps balance the peach.
It does.
Because the peach, I think, can be a little forward. But you know what? If you're peachy and you just love peach, obsessed with peach, go with the peach vibe, and that would be totally fine.
So, and you're right. I do like even more orange squeezed in it. So.
He likes his orange, apparently. I didn't realize quite how much.
So.
And Archie wants to know, when are you having your haircut finished? I think he's wondering if you're going to do a little bald action.
Well, I think I'm getting there.
And does the hairstylist like a drink? Would she like a drink? You should let her know about it.
Yeah, she probably would.
And let's see what else everyone's saying here. Beautiful. Yeah. And thank you, Barbara. Was the stylist an apprentice? Because tell them from me things will get better. Where is the sweetness coming from? That's an excellent question. To be honest, I don't really know. In fact, why don't we do this? We're going to taste this. I've actually never just had this by itself.
It always goes wrong when we taste
the tonic definitely adds some sweetness. So that's my assumption, and then a tiny bit of sweetness from the orange. But there's not a lot. So we're going to try it.
But so I squeezed
DS,
more
you
orange
always ask the best questions. I love it. So let's try it.
It's really the orange. Because
Where's this from?
That's Wisconsin. Somebody got that for me.
Wisconsin. So we have a Wisconsin shot.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It should be Ohio State.
Well, I know,
Okay.
but the guy was from Wisconsin.
Gotcha. Okay, let's try this. Let's try it plain. Actually, I will say, you're actually supposed to always, I guess, taste stuff before.
So wait, before you do that, so my first sip and the sip that I just took after squeezing it, mine's sweeter. It's sweeter now. So it's definitely the orange.
So mine's perfect, but that's no surprise. Anyway, let's try it. You're definitely not getting sweetness from this. Oh, it's amazing it tastes so good in here, which is probably why the other cocktail didn't work, because.
That's not bad.
So it's put it in. You know you're gonna put it in, so just put it in. Be real with them all. Yeah. So yeah, there's nothing sweet in the vodka. So the sweetness, though, definitely tonic water has sweetness. That's why this is sugar-free. But it's just enough. Like it tastes to me, it definitely tastes sweetened. It is not.
It's the orange.
It is not. It's the orange because he put so much in there. But it is delightful. It is like I said, citrusy. You could always try lemon and lime to kind of add to the citruses, but I love the orange. It just kind of makes it a little different. And by the way, it'll take a little bit to get the pictures up, but did you wonder what I'm making back here?
I see tomatoes. I see meatballs. Meatball sandwich.
So I'm actually making Shake Shack smash tacos tonight for us. So I'll be sharing pictures on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So I just made the Shake Shack sauce. So I got that made. And so we'll be doing the smash burger on the tortilla, and we'll be posting pictures of that later. So just stay tuned. And coming up, we are going to be leaving in a little while for our vacation, and next week we'll be coming to you from the Outer Banks. And right now it looks like it'll be Wednesday. That's what's on my schedule. I threw down 5 p.m. because I had no idea what time. When we are in vacation schedule, it could be much later. Like it might be 6:37. On how nice the day is.
I think it's supposed to be nice too, right?
So just know that I will let you know once I kind of do the day before Twitter and YouTube and Instagram information about it. I'll have the time down. So
is that the
Hatteras shrimp boil?
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
So it's just what my family's been doing it ever since I can remember, and then we have continued the tradition with our kids, even though Maddie does not eat the shrimp, so only David enjoys the shrimp. But that's it. So, and Poe, did you ever tell me what you were drinking, by the way? Did you tell me what wine? I might have missed that. Let me just take a quick peek, because I was asking her what wine, and then the chat kind of went, and I didn't think she had a chance to. Well, anyways, I hope whatever you're drinking, whether it's water, wine, a cocktail, a soda, I hope you all have a lovely Friday. Thank you all for popping in for this quickie, this little cocktail, little happy hour, and I hope you all have a great weekend. And until we drink again, but until we eat again, have a great weekend. And love to y'all.
Cheers.
Talk to you later.
Cheers.